This episode is made possible by Wix. Build your own professional website with Wix by following the link below. The world is full of diverse and important jobs, both simple and complex. We clever humans perform just about every necessary task to keep our society up and running on a daily basis. But as our technology gets more and more advanced, we're beginning to see many jobs move from humans to machines. Within 15 years, hundreds of millions of jobs will have been replaced by vastly more efficient and cost-effective machines. Where does this end? And is your job on the line? Consider your current position. Does it involve handling money, driving, taking or delivering orders? Better start looking for new employment now. Relatively unskilled positions like cashiers, taxi and Uber drivers, truckers, waiters, and other transport and food service jobs will be first on the chopping block. We already have the technology to replace the humans whose only job it is to take your order. Some fast food places already have kiosks installed to do just that. The only reason we haven't seen a widespread adoption of food service automation is because it's currently unnecessary. Fast food employees, cashiers, and waiters are paid low enough wages that it seems like a waste of money to invest in a new, entirely automated system. While that may be the case now, what happens when the fight for 15 finally pays off? Suddenly, every food service employee is making an extra $5 per hour, and those machines start looking pretty tempting. A one-time fee to install order machines and never have to pay human cashiers again? Sounds pretty good. Then just like that, 3.4 million cashiers are out of a job. When food can be delivered automatically by a friendly little robot, that's 2.6 million waiters on the street. There are even specialized robot arms that can prepare food comparable to that of a professional chef. While these machines are still very expensive, soon enough we could start seeing completely automated restaurants. The transportation industry will also take a huge hit. What happens when self-driving cars and trucks enter the mainstream? We're only a few years away from fully autonomous fleets of vehicles to transport goods cross-country or just to drop you off at work. When it becomes more expensive to take a human-driven Uber than a self-driving rental, that's 750,000 Uber drivers out of a job in the US alone, or 2 million around the world. Truckers take an even worse hit. The US currently employs over 3.5 million truck drivers, and every single one of them will be made obsolete within the decade. And it's not just transport drivers that'll be out of luck. Long story short, if your job involves directing a piece of machinery, it's likely that you'll be a target for automation. Construction workers clearing sites, demolishing buildings, moving earth. Farmers spraying their fields and harvesting crops. All jobs easily within the reach of decent AI. 500,000 construction machinery operators, over 3.5 million farmers, all replaced by smart machines that can do the job more cheaply and without complaint or risk of injury. On the bright side, a handful of farmers and construction workers will likely be kept on as overseers for the machines, and net a comfy salary. But what about the tens of millions of less fortunate workers cast aside in favor of automation? There are several options. The first is retraining, taking these workers and giving them a new task, hopefully one less susceptible to loss by automation. We've seen some countries offer retraining for green energy positions as fossil fuels fall out of favor. The downside to retraining is that these programs are expensive and would have to be funded by the government or by the industry in which the workers would be employed. We've seen that the United States is largely unwilling to foot the bill where green energy jobs are concerned, so it remains to be determined whether victims of automation will get the same treatment. Another possibility, which is currently undergoing testing in several countries around the world, is Universal Basic Income, or UBI. A UBI would provide a small amount of money per month to help people stay afloat amidst the automation crisis, and so far results have been positive. But large-scale testing still needs to be done, and the idea of UBI is still strangely controversial in the United States, likely because a lack of consensus on how exactly it would work. Similar to welfare arguments, opponents of UBI claim it would disincentivize work. While there are workarounds for this perceived problem, another challenge would be whether unskilled labor positions even exist in a fully automated society. Even if an ex-trucker wants to find a new job, if he's 50 years old and lacks any kind of education, what position could he find that a machine wouldn't have already taken? This is why many scientists and other thinkers believe that we're on the verge of a complete reimagining of the labor landscape. When 50 or 60 or even higher percentages of jobs can be automated, what does that leave for us? It'll start with unskilled labor, but then other, seemingly safer jobs will be lost. Accountants, stock market traders, telemarketers, salespeople, even soldiers will be replaced by super efficient machines. If we're not proactive, we could end up with the greatest wealth gap in the history of mankind. Over half the population unemployed, while the owners of the machine workforce reap unfathomable profits. The solution isn't clear yet, but at least we're aware of the threat. Now we just need to do something about it. Since the robot revolution may be just around the corner, there's no better time than now to build your own website to show the world how valuable a worker you are. With Wix, you can build a sleek, professional website to showcase your skills, sell products, book gigs, and just about anything else you could want. Maybe even market yourself as a robot repairman, since those jobs will be in high demand, until the robots take those too. Wix does all the heavy lifting like hosting, custom domains, email marketing, and more, allowing you to focus on the creative side of things. You have total creative freedom over your websites, allowing for limitless possibilities. And you don't even have to be a web designer. Wix caters to everyone regardless of skill level, whether you're a novice, business owner, or a seasoned website builder. So, if you want to build your very own professional website, visit Wix by following the link below.